Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Capital. I'm going to start this show at Abix Bar. It's on Dennis Street. How cool a name is that, right? But this place has got some history. Established 1907, and it's like a family-owned place. So just off Livernois, south of Michigan Avenue. I got the holiday train route highlighted in yellow marker there. The hill is up there, the giant tires nearby. Then the train goes off to Taylor and then to Belleville. I'll talk more about the holiday train a bit in future shows. I think it's fun. But anyways, Livernois and Dennis, that's where I parked. And at Gilbert and Dennis, look at a bus out here. They have tours, and I said, well, if they got a busload of people in there, I'll wait till things simmer down a little bit and I'll come back. Says do not enter, but I will later on. But Abix Bar, you can see in the window there, but it's a neighborhood bar. It kind of reminds me of Chicago has a lot of bars like this, smack dab in the middle of a neighborhood and like two-story, and there's people that live up top. And yeah, but that's kind of neat. So in the neighborhood, they got somebody that likes the flowers thing, which is good, and then the lawn ornaments, some frogs there. But yeah, here's a closer look at the neon sign. But yeah, there's some nice housing through here. This is officially like Southwest Detroit, but God, the lady told me what the neighborhood was designated. I missed that. They have freeze-dried candy over here, and I like this weeping willow. Well, I'm waiting for that bus to settle down and maybe move out and take. They're on like a bar tour, and they're going to go to several bars. So I might have to take that tour one time. That might be interesting. But I'm going to take a walking tour. Here's a guy that's cleaning up the drive here, and here's a nice mural here. We're getting more and more murals in the city of Detroit, and I think this type of behavior needs to be encouraged. In fact, they have a thing called blackout murals, and that's taking place in the month of September, like the 7th to the 17th in the North End neighborhood and Midtown. Eastern Market's got some great murals also. We're not far from the train tracks. And look at this building, though. This was a gem that, it's almost like the brickwork is fascinating here. But it almost like can get you a little dizzy or whatnot. It's like one of those funky murals that trick your eyes and so forth, an illusion kind of a thing. But is that well done or not? Here's the side of it. But yeah, so we have all these little gems in Detroit. It's not like everything went to hell in a handbasket. Yeah, there's some stuff that has been preserved. You could put murals up on this wall here too that adjoins the rail yard. But look at the nice trees along this street. I don't think people have garages. It didn't much pay attention, so there's a lot of car traffic parked in front. But yeah, I was waiting for this guy to make his move, the 6105 Norfolk Southern. I was looking up top to see if anybody was moving around, but sounds like there's a function at the junction. Here's another cute two-story brick building at Otis and Saccott nearby. Some of these buildings, well, I'm not sure if that one has people living up top or not. But, it's on the move. I can see it just ever so slightly. Yep. picking up a little steam there, I think. But a different variety of housing. And look at the steps you got to take here. That's quite the entrance to get up top. But yeah, a lot of these nice two-story buildings. And then that's the logo on the side. And flowers abound. But I got to make it in. I did actually go into ABIX, but I didn't bring the camcorder. I'm going to have to bring that along another time. But I'll be back. They have a Pigapalooza in October. So that will be neat. And they could do something artistic out front. They have a dead tree, but the tree trunk looks great. So maybe they could carve something out of that or have an artist do something. But yeah, a neat little place. Yeah, but I'll be back. I'll show you the inside. It's really cool. But there's another function at the junction here that I wanted to see, and that's the Dally in the Alley. So I was making my way downtown. That was just a short stop there. But I'm going to get into the meat and potatoes of it. Off yonder is the Gar building. And I just call it the castle. But Sexy Steaks. I don't have a good view of it, but it was just recently announced. The steaks there are going to be sexy. So, and yeah, that's going to be neat. The Republic and the Parks and Recreation were two restaurants. That's going to take over both of those. So there's the downtown Detroit area, but I'm going to be in the six-pack area, I call it. But Wayne State University has their thing. But first, I got to park the vehicle and hear the Metro Times that talk about the Dally in the Alley. And then the Free Community Festival. That is so key. Free. That is an operative word that always catches my ear and my eye if I'm reading it. But emergency vehicles in action. There's a look downtown. And the Tigers had a game against the Chicago White Sox this evening. I think the game started at 6:10. That might have accounted for a lot of the traffic. But there was a lot of activity and buzz in downtown Detroit here on this Saturday evening. So yeah, there's quite a bit of traffic, and I like free parking, so I said, hey, I got my walking boots on, so I'm gonna park here and then walk up to the festival, and then later on I'll have to walk back. So I know that going forward. But Cass Tech High School plays their football there. They kind of shoehorn that field into that area, but that's one of the premier high schools in Detroit. And they have a good football team. They always seem to battle it out with Fordson. And nowadays Belleville, too. They're kind of in the same region. All right, so here's a look at I-75. Yeah, there's a lot of traffic exiting there, so got to know your way around so you can avoid that stuff. They got an antique place. Got a couple of nice smokestacks here. And a bottle rocket down yonder. Love those bottle rockets. Customer parking only. So this is a nice mural. I don't know who you have to be a customer for, but it's the Brown Block. And here's some Vine action. This is going to overtake this whole mural, but Vines are cool too. But they had, in that building there, they had a art opening. So it was free and open to the public, and that was good. Just across the street is this building, though, and this is just a gorgeous building, and like built like the proverbial shithouse type thing. But look at this, is solid. So, and then WGPR, that's the radio station, and they're in the 313. I think they're still around. Maybe they started at Kentucky and Schoolcraft, but it looks like a tribute to the music. All right, this building here is for sale. So, Detroit property. Yeah, it's going to be like the wild, wild west again. People are going to come in and start reinvesting in the city. The Viking Motel, that's up Grand River, not far from the Motor City Casino. So if you're looking for a cheap night out or a cheap place to stay, the Viking is certainly cheaper than the hotel at the casino. But yeah, I got some walking to do. I'm going to be moving around. There was a big function here at the TV place. That was listed in the Metro Times too. So that it was going to be a party night for sure. Look at this. This is a sweeper, and let's see if I get the model number here. There's the brush action. It's an older model. Well, Detour. You can go left or right, whatever, and you can go a little squiggly thing through here. Yeah, we're going to do it all en route to the Dally in the Alley, which the event started at 11 in the morning and it runs till 11 at night. But this is the cat, the 306 model, I think. And then that's the baby. That's like the mama bear. And this one here would be the papa bear. So they had all different artillery. A little more Vine action. And this is Bill's Recreation. So they're into the pool. And there's the 8-ball there. But yeah, look at the vines. They'll take that whole thing over. The whole pool table. All right. There was a 5 and dime store. This, I've been here before, I'll admit it. Jumbo's Bar. Oh, yeah, there's some history behind that bar, too. Back when I was a young whippersnapper, yeah. I'd go back there and, it's crazy stuff. The Cass Corridor. But they built some new housing through here. And then this is like an apartment building. That's new. Apartments or condos, one or the other. Then look at this mural. This is well done. A set of 4, like potted plants. If you're into that kind of thing with these look like cut flowers put in a vase. Is it a vase or a vase? There's a commercial with the dog, and I think the dog gets pissed off if he has to say vase. He likes vase. But anyways, that's well done. Then next door, they repainted this. I think that was like a pizza place. And right behind there where the tower is, that was where Fortune Records was. And if you wanted to make a fortune, you'd cut a record there. Oh, and look, there's a lot of these Detroit rollers, these bike groups. Yeah, the biking is becoming a thing. Plus, there's more bike trails through Detroit, and they keep expanding it more and more. And then they're even going to tie it in with the Gordie Howe Bridge, and you'll be able to take. Oh, today's special is chicken. So if you like chicken, I think that special continues like every day of the week, so you don't have to worry too much about that. But it's world famous. And then here, the Detroit Eatery. I'm starting to get the lower section. Daly is up there by close to Warren, Canfield, and Fort. But here, the Red Light District, BAR, that caught my eye. A bar. Yes, it's the Willis Show Bar, and they have entertainment nightly. And I think they have, and then with the cat thing, that's what the Dally in the Alley. Cats like to do their thing in the alley. Look at some of these buildings, though. Keys. There's some solid brick buildings, and this is more modern type looking. But, yeah, that looks good, too. And then I got the brothers of my brother-in-law. They own this building, the Charles. They got in while the getting was good. That's right nearby Mario's. But they rent apartments there. This area is all the rage now. as more and more people kind of dip their foot in the water, you know how you test the bathtub if the water's right. A lot of people are saying everything's right now in Detroit, and they're taking the plunge.
3, 1, 3. Where you at?
Yeah, the Jesus Love You guy, he was jamming. And this is a pet-friendly event. Sometimes you might have one or the other. This is the Blackstone. That's a classic building. But this is pet-friendly and kid-friendly. So, yeah, this is a great event. And did I mention it's free? Yes, indeed. There's the golden top of the Fisher Building. They got to light it up a little bit more yet. The Bronx Bar, that's a really cool place, and they look like they were doing a pretty good business. But yeah, now I'm getting within a stone's throw or earshot from where this festival is getting started. So yeah, buckle up. But yeah, some music. If you had a hankering for ice cream, you could get it. And then look at this cat's bike. Holy crap. How does he even ride that thing? But okay. And then well, here's the smoke thing. DTE maybe. I don't know who owns those smokestacks, but they're cool. So yeah, this is in the Cass Quarter neighborhood, which used to be. This place closed. Bummer. That was artsy place. And then the mural here is nice. That's a nice portrait. I'm not sure if the women are historic significance. If there's probably a story behind all this. The lighting was just great on this. Oh, this is the Roach Coach. Maybe you've seen this around town. They're like with the Theater Bazaar group and all that, and they do the Nain Rouge Parade. That's quite the contraption. So these people are kind of off the hook or whatever. But they know how to have fun. Okay, I think I'm in the midst of it now. Emergency vehicle going through, but yeah, this is kind of like the Wayne State University is like the official first party. They start school after Labor Day, and the first Saturday after Labor Day is when this event is held. Yeah, and there's good crowd action. If nothing else, if you like people watching, if you're into that kind of thing, there's a lot of interesting people. So all you have to do is keep your eyes open. You got to watch your step too. I'm going to enter here through the alley, and some of the brick can be uneven. So, rats. There's probably a few of those back here too, but there's a lot of cats, and that kind of keeps the rats down, I think. But yeah, and so they got art and lighting and things you can buy and like music and stuff. And if you're thirsty, you can do that. Yeah, kid friendly. Daily on. And then, those the QR codes. Jeez. Okay, beer and tips keep the daily alive. So the money they make off the beer, they roll that over and host next year's party, which, and this is like, they don't advertise this, you just have to be in the know kind of thing. They do put a little blurb in the Metro Times, and it's kind of like word of mouth type thing. They got the posters. The beer is $8, just so you know, for a cup of beer. I'll show one of those, but there was a long line there. And so I didn't get one there. And they get their beer from the Motor City Brewery. And so, yeah, art is everywhere. Here, we'll catch some music every now and then. I think they had 5 stages. Yeah, it's a good scene out here. Okay, so I got my Motor City Brewing Works. That's the beer I got. They had a lager and a dark beer. What do they call the one? So anyways, yeah, don't steal their sign and be a jerk. They don't like that. But they got a smoke machine over here. And so I was fascinated by that. It was like puffing out a burst of smoke every now and then. But yeah, they're changing sets, so you just got to kind of move around and go from one stage to the next. And it's all sorts of local entertainment. And if you're in the know and you're a young whippersnapper, you probably recognize some of the names of these new and up-and-coming bands. But oh, and then they were dancing out here, too. But because of the beer, I couldn't go the other side of the fence. They have rules. This is an advertising company, and they really have some fine action going on. They're building Lovio George. And then I didn't even mention food. Check this out, man. And they are chopping it up and going to town. Macaroni and cheese. They had a bunch of food trucks. Yeah, that always adds. That's an equation or something that adds to the equation when you have food. You got to. Because if you're dancing and frolicking around and maybe a little drinking here and there, eventually you're going to get hungry. Almost like guaranteed you're going to get hungry at some point. So they got that covered. Here's the fried hot dogs. And she's got a style about flipping them. Looks like the burner up front is a little bit hotter than it is in the back. So, all right, third wave music. Yeah, Detroit has a good music scene, no doubt about it. Like Nashville says they're the music city. I like to say we're the motor city or motor capital of the world, but we can do the music thing too. So there's the alley stage. They got beer highlighted here quite a bit. So almost anywhere you would walk, you're going to find beer. So if you like beer, you're in luck for sure. And then, yeah, they have all the high-tech equipment. Yeah, they're not messing around. They take this seriously, and they do a good job.
Baby, I might care. That's a very long way to drive with this hormone. And if you ever on yeah, I don't give any fuss. I don't have any fuss to give. I got no more fuss to give.
65 and cloudy. That's real comfortable. This is primo time of year, you know. 60s, 70s, it's like, yes, perfect. So people dancing.
I got some guys to introduce to you tonight. How about it for keyboards? Jordan Shook, give it up.
Oh, I drained that thing, but I'm doing the proper thing. Plastic and aluminum you can recycle. Man, even my evil twin was proud of me. And he was keeping an eye on these guys. They had an eye in the sky, the flashing lights. So yeah, if you wanted to do anything nefarious, they were on to you. So just beware of that. But yeah, it was a well-behaved crowd though. People were so cool. And it's always that way too. You know, Detroit knows how to party responsibly. Not get out of hand, not get too crazy, but just enjoy themselves. And enjoy each other, you know, and the crowd looks out for each other and stuff. It's great. So here at West Hancock, way off yonder, you see the golden top of the Fisher Building. And they have art. That one there is sold, so how about it? And the housing stock is pretty good through here also. And the Detroit Party Marching Band, I just missed one of their songs. I heard them, I approached them, and it was the end of the song, and it's like, damn. So they will go throughout the place and play. It's just I missed it. That happens sometimes. Yeah, they have all sorts of music all over the place, so you just got to walk and find the vibe that's right for you. And if you know the schedule beforehand, if you know of a band, you can certainly prepare for all of that. But, so you are here, West Forest, West Hancock, just south of the main campus of Wayne State University. The Hillberry Gateway, I always like the hillbilly, I like to say, and I'm sure other people have said it too, but yeah, the hillbillies hang out here, but that's part of Wayne State, and so they have a good cultural and artistic flair, and they're doing great things in Midtown Detroit. That is for true. That is for certain. And yeah, the Midtown area, all of Detroit is starting to pick up, but certainly the Woodward corridor is going bonkers. And people are looking at reinvesting in Detroit and repurposing some of the long abandoned buildings. And Wayne State's been here through thick and thin, though. They are one of the anchors or the bedrocks in the city, and certainly in the Midtown area. And you can do the loop here. The downtown area is sexy area, but then I say it's the six-pack area just north of the downtown loop. Here, Warren Avenue, that other name, I would forget it like I already did forget it. That looked like a lot of letters. and a lot of syllables. Noodles, I like that neon sign. And then barbershop, Dapper House Barber. I like the name. So there are the hours. There's a potato, or there's a place for potatoes, most definitely. That's like a staple of my diet. But they warn you, so yeah, those parking meter people, and they were actually working on this Saturday night. Oh, don't they take any time off? Don't they do the 8 to 5 Monday through Friday? But yeah, be aware of that. Woodward and Warren. Yeah, there's some murals up here also. And here we go. Their official logo, and it's industry, intelligence, and integrity. Yeah, the 3 I's. Geez, Donald Trump should take note, especially part about integrity. All right, so they're watering the green lawn. And M1, yes, Woodward Avenue, Main Street, Detroit. And I believe that's a Puabic tile type display. They have their main offices on Jefferson, but their work is displayed throughout the city. The Wayne County, I think this was a Detroit precinct, but now the Wayne County Sheriffs have it. So there's their logo, 6-pointed star. Detroit Artists Market. And it looks like they're getting ready for another show, upcoming show. So they got to hang the art on the walls. They always have a nice display for Noel night. That's like the first Saturday in December or whatever. But that's like an only in Detroit type event also. And that's free. And it's pretty kick-ass. So is this Angel, I guess. A winged... Those would be Angel. Starters Bar and Grill. So I was just actually getting started this evening. Well, I had one beer. But everything is going to be... all right. I think that's Thornetta Davis' slogan. She's a big fan of Detroit. Hey, they find money over there. This is like, they have a ghost bar here. So if you're into that kind of thing, be aware. Or if you like ghosts, yeah, I think it's the 3rd floor. But yeah, there's been sightings. So we need to promote that. So we'll get that niche market of ghost hunters around the country, and they'll come and check this place. They have a garden party out back where they have live music. It might be $5 or $10 or something like that. There was a party mobile there. There's the Bottle Rocket. And this brewery is doing good. I think they started in Grand Rapids, the Hopcat. So they got their eyes on you. And just a little further south, the Majestic Theater, and I love the lighting they got going here. Very nice. The Tallest Man on Earth is going to be showing there shortly. And then here, if you can read this, BOWL, Bowl. Yeah, the camera's having trouble getting that neon sign. Union Street, though, closed. I don't know, the post-COVID, there's still kind of like some casualties here, but it's for sale or lease. But the Union was awesome. They got the bowling clubs getting knocked around in the front, the bowling pins, I should say. Sergeant Pepperonis. And they got the magic sticks. So if you like pool, eating, drinking, bowling, music, you're good to go here. They got you covered. Look at the nice, yeah. Well, that's kind of like tile. I don't think that's Puabic, but it's kind of got the Art Deco or the Aztec look. And then here's looking downtown. And Detroit was hopping here on this Saturday night. There was a lot of buzz, a lot of traffic going up and down. And even on the scooters, too. Don't be a jerk, it says, and tip the bartenders. Yeah, I like some of the signs up here. No fun here. Actually, you can. It depends on your mood. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get away with this, but I was keeping an tabs on the college football game of the week. It was Alabama, Texas. Shitty neighbors, what? And don't do it. Those are words of advice to my evil twin. Don't do it. Yeah, you can think about it, but just don't do it. But, yeah, it has like a patio outside where you can sit. They got nice lighting. An old picture of Tiger Stadium, or this might be Briggs, or I think that's Tiger Stadium. And then off yonder, downtown, and then power if you drink PBR, right? Feel the power. But I'm right where that blue dot is, and the sexy area is the downtown loop there. That area where I'm at now is like the Midtown, the six-pack. All right, so they got the pins all lined up, and you can get the balls that glow in the dark. Then look, out of the bowling pins, the old pins, you can make a table. How clever. I like that. Plus, the cosmic carpeting. And you can see, like, they made bowling balls into the planets. Even Saturn put a ring. They got plenty of disco balls, but this is a really nice disco ball. And it puts those little things up on the ceiling. Yeah, so they had a different vibe in here at the Garden Bowl. So nice neon. How many lanes? Oh, I'm missing. And then the colors changed. The pins. How did they make the pins change color like that? So this is what it was like at 10:10 p.m. Do not loft bowling balls. Yeah, apparently some people throw their bowling balls, or I don't know what it is, but yeah, crazy stuff. Yeah, but don't do it. There's a sign warning you. All right, yeah, I do not like Alabama. Did I mention that already? So yeah, this was all going just as planned here. This is great. Hulk Hogan. Geez, not too commenting on people's bowling. Wow-wee. The Hulk. And then, well, here's Sergeant Pepperoni's menu. They got the Majestic. They got a veggie one. Oh, well, I went through that kind of quick, but yeah. They had a line. And then they were busy too. So I let them be. The hospital thing, they got a big hospital conglomeration, like a big campus. The Strathmore, this was repurposed. Great job on getting that. I wonder how the occupancy there is. And then this is like a three-headed bird. And then it changes into like a dancing human. And then there's a lot more of these things. The drinking party. Yeah, this was looking in a coffee shop. I think it changed ownership, but it's still coffee. And then the Detroit Month of Design is all through September. So this is only on the 9th when I shot this, the Saturday. But you have till the 30th. They have all number of events, and they're into the urban planning, like making the city better for everyone. That's the whole purpose of urban planning, is that everybody can enjoy the city and be part of it. And anywhere where there's like dirt underneath or whatever, solid ground, you know, you can have urban planning, which is like virtually everywhere. So everybody puts their thinking caps on. Look, mass transportation, and I found out that it's free. You can take the Q line for free. I was trying to get a score up there, but it was too far away. This is the part of the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. They have a big plaza here where they can have functions at the junction, not just the concert performances. So it's a music center. So they got all sorts of stuff. And then Orchestra Hall, there's the stage for the seating. Main floor is in a horseshoe, which is cool. And then the balcony, that's probably where I would be. But just because not only because I'm cheap, but also because I don't have the money. But things can get pricey. But I did see a concert there They had a special, remember in March about this, so they have the 313 day, and you can see a concert for $3.13. So I took advantage of that. That was neat. All right, so there's a lot of traffic along Woodward, and it's like, what the hell's going down here? Are all these people dallying the alley? And apparently there was a Dave Chappelle concert, a comedy thing. And so these people were all leaving the, I don't know if you'd call it a concert per se, but the thing. And I'm not sure if it was at Little Caesars or at the Fox. If he was playing at Little Caesars, that's quite the big venue. Look at this place, the Eagle, at Stimson and Woodward. This grand opening, I found out they opened on Friday, just the day before. So here, I hope I don't get in trouble. YouTube has algorithms when you show things that are like copyrighted. But here's their sandwiches. They're priced reasonably. Inflation's kind of hit everything now, so all restaurant prices have just ballooned up. But anyways, this is an idea what you can get: shrimp and grits. So yeah, they just opened up, and they have some specialty cocktails, beverages. But look at all the people outside. Yeah, the comedy show was over, and a lot of look at the Tigers won too. So there was maybe a few Tiger fans mixed in. Looking at the standings, we're still 12 games below 500. They've been playing even Steven for a while now. But look at the Yankees are in last place. You got to love that. I do. I really do love that. And Houston's back up on top there. All right, so MSU in Detroit. U of M is also in Detroit. They have a presence in the city, which is good. And more people are living downtown, which is a great thing. It looks like they have storefront space that they can lease in the lower level there. Detroit won. This is cool because Coney, and look at this, open 24 hours. So sometimes you can get in a pinch in the middle of the night and you want something to eat. Your options are limited, but that's nice to know. So 24 hours there, get yourself a Coney, among other things, I'm sure. But yeah, I got to walk back to the MGM garage where I did my free parking. But look, here, we're open. And you know, I've never been in this place. I've walked by it several times, and they've always been busy. It's kind of like that Yogi Berra thing. It's so crowded, nobody goes there anymore. But yeah, I can't like get in and feel like I could get a seat. But Empire, this is what it's called. Kitchen and what? Yeah, look at all that. It's just a little buzz going in. And then tacos, tequila, and whiskey. That's a combination. Looks like they have some top shelf liquor over there also. Bakersfield. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I think I tried. Yeah. I was walking around just figuring I'd just stop and rest for a while. You know, you get older, you want to rest and everything. And, yeah, these places were all busy. So second best, this is new too. One Pride, yeah, we're going to start having pride in our city and in our Lions team. I can already see kind of a turnaround. We're taking a little pride in the Lions, and people do know there's a double meaning there, right? There's actually a triple meaning, but the double meaning is a group of Lions, is a pride, so they're playing off that. So, yeah, we have to play as a team. We have to have a fan base that's totally on board. We go out there and kick ass and don't take no prisoners. And Captain Caveman, also known as Dan Campbell, he will lead us to the promised land. We can change all those sweatshirts that say rebuilding since 1957. Ooh, they allow shadow people. Yeah. No. This was just walking through the Brush Park area, and this area is just going bonkers. And, post COVID, I didn't get out too much, or during the COVID. And now that things, and it's the craziest thing. Well, I'll get back to that some other time. There's some nice lighting here. There's all number of places if you want to wet the whistle or get something to eat. There's plenty of options in this area. And so we need to promote this stuff. But this will just only get better and better as more and more people move and start living in this area. And the young whippersnappers aren't as freaked out. My generation, the boomer generation, has a lot of baggage with the 67 riots and, Detroit's a scary place. But it seems like the younger folk are willing to give the place a chance. Nicole Curtis rehabbed that building. They're not as freaked out, and they want to be where the action is. And if I was in my 20s right now, I'd say the same thing. I want to be where the action is. And you got your 4 major sports teams down here. You got a great music vibe. You got plenty of universities. Here, this is fairly new, the Mike Ilitch School of Business, and I like the way that's lit up. But what's going to happen here? Here's urban planning, too. Just an empty grass field waiting for somebody maybe with deep pockets. But there's the Hotel Eddystone. Yeah, there's so much to see and do. I can't talk fast enough to cover it all. There's a blue light district here, too. So, no, the younger people, they're going to come here with their energy and enthusiasm and creativity. And Detroit's not going to be the same city. It's not going to be like your grandma's old city or whatever of years past. It's going to be dynamic and energetic. Look, even Google has a presence. Oh, my gosh. Look at the door hinges here. There's some more ornate on some other churches. But here you can pray for the Tigers. They'll let you do that. In fact, they might have a special mass for that. They probably prayed for the other sports teams, but I know they're definitely Tiger fans. But they have to pray harder because, God, the first step of making the playoffs or saying you have a good baseball team is you got to hit that 500 mark. And so it looks like they got a good general manager. Here, the Fox Theater. Yeah, so in a couple years maybe for the Tigers. But I was looking to see if Dave Chappelle was playing here, what the marquee, but they're a future show there. So I can't even tell you where Dave Chappelle. There might have even been events at the Fox and the State or the Fillmore. They renamed it, but yeah, the Tigers beat the White Sox. Harr. The growling of the Tigers. But we got steam action too. It's more prevalent in the wintertime or stands out. But and then the Little Caesars World Headquarters. So, and it's hard to see, but the windows are like shaped triangular, and they're like pizza slices. My friend Jim told me that. And then there's a plaza out there, and people hang and chill. That's a good place to kind of just sit on a bench and people watch. Oh, they allow rainbow people here, so just no, and black people, of all things. But yeah, we're in Detroit, so you can expect that. There's diversity in Detroit, and as well there should be. And that's what makes the city interesting. And the Tin Roof, it's a live music joint for sure. They were hopping here. And yeah, here's the scoreboard. Tigers win. And then down yonder, Ford Field. Ooh, that's where the Lions are going to do battle. And they have Seattle, their first home game. And they were a playoff team in action. Look at the line. But Seattle knocked them out of the playoffs last year. So we owe them one, right? So I think the fans will come prepared. They'll be coming to the Lions Den. Yeah, they're going to have to deal with the pride of Lions. Okay, Stop in the Name of Love. That's not officially what the statue is, but I just say that because she's got her hand up like they used to do that. The Diana Ross and the Supremes, they'd stop in the name. I can't sing. I'm not even going to pretend. All right, the David Whitney building, that's got good lighting. And that's a boutique hotel. The David Broderick, it's either condos or apartments. And then they got a Blue District here. That's dance. Oh, yeah, look at these guys. Yeah, that's a nice touch. They got the mounted police back in action. So if you do something bad, they'll chase you down by horse, too. Yeah, and you can't outrun a horse. All right, and well then, art is everywhere, and just like window shopping. So, and then they got the coyote inside, or the wolf, Grayson Clothiers. And, yeah, some of these buildings pop at night. I'm glad they're lit up like this. They showcase the architecture of Detroit. And then the colored windows, that's the downtown synagogue. And I wanted live music again, so I made it a point here. Gonna go to a speakeasy. Cafe de Mongo Speakeasy. Yes, this is cool. And Coleman Young, I think he used to hang out here, but they have pictures of Detroit politicians, and the artifacts and memorabilia that's along the walls is really neat. So here, Nat King Cole, they got musical instruments. I just caught it where the band was taking a break, so I found a seat though. Can't find out where I'm at. That blue dot was bouncing all over the place, but yeah, it has me across the street. Accuracy was low. Tap to improve. Okay, now they're getting ready. We're gonna hear a little bit more music here, just a little. They were having a lot of fun there. Yeah, that's like the house band, and they always get the crowd going. It's just a small venue, though. You got to get there early and often and get yourself a good seat in position. But, yeah, here's the Rosa Parks Transit Center, and the art is everywhere. I love that design. That's sweet. And whatever that name is, God, that had a lot of letters. All right. Well, some construction on the United Artists Theater. That was where the entrance was, but I think this is going to be condos for the kids. The Michigan building, there's some history here with the Fleur de Lis, but the birthplace of Ford Automobile. Wowie kazowie. Yeah, if you can do a little speed reading, but yeah, his invention was quite simple. But it, on the bottom there, changed the face of Michigan and the world. Yes, indeed. But we're going into a different phase now with the electric vehicles and the like. So big ass transformations. So we'll see how this plays out. Maybe we'll have to be the transportation capital of the world. But the Book Tower, yes, that's coming back to life. And the Leland here is getting renovations. And so they're doing some work on this. Updating the apartments up top, making them more luxurious. On the lower level, Lucy and Ethel's, you can get, looks like a nice club sandwich. I like club sandwiches. They're a little healthier than, say, maybe a burger. No free parking anytime. Never ever. Don't even think about it. That's where there's a nightclub down there, and if you're into the dancing thing, that's like undercover. I don't know if I could ever get the camcorder in there, but this building was like the Salvation Army building, and it had cool neon lights, but they didn't have it lit up. And the DTE has their headquarters here. That's the state or the city of Detroit flag, that last one. And yeah, here's their official sign, One Energy Plaza. But I parked back here at MGM Grand, so I'm almost back to the parking deck. So I put on probably a couple of miles at least walking around. So I got my exercise in, but yeah, it was fun. Just taking a little tour of the city, certainly on the weekend. But we need to make this happen as many days of the year as we can. Now, self-parking, it also means free. So I'm up there on the 7th deck, but I like up there because you get a view. And so the Stairmaster thing, yeah, I do the stair walk and get exercise that way. Stopped at the 4th floor to catch my breath. Okay, 7th floor, so here we go. And there it is. And gonna unlock the doors. DET.com. I like the lighting there, but yeah, that's the website. And we're in the 313. That's like the best area code ever, bar none. I kid you not. But here's the nice view. So off yonder, the Little Caesars Arena. Hotel Eddystone. That's like my favorite hotel. It's kind of like the Hotel California. You can stay as long as you like, but you can never leave. But they repurposed that. I think you can leave now. So, and then Motor City Casino. That lights up really nice at night. There's that bottle rocket that's close to the old Tiger Stadium. And then the Michigan Central Station. God, look at all the landmarks you can see. And the Ambassador Bridge, that's a no-brainer there. You see that. But down yonder is the tower for the Gordie Howe. Okay, I still had a hankering for live music, so the UFO Factory's there, but Nancy Whiskey's always has free music. But I got there a little too late, and they said they didn't have live music. Probably because everybody was performing at the Dally in the Alley. All right, some train action. I'm heading for home. And Clark Street. This is where the Cadillac plant used to be. I used to hang out there when I was a young whippersnapper. I was a GMI student, but I flunked out of school. Embarrassing, but yeah. Bummer. But then I had a calzone from Zizzo's. That was pretty good. Getting close to the Dearborn city limits here. Nice neon. I like the neon for sure. Ooh, they have showgirls. That's why, yeah, my evil twin was nudging me. Check that out there. Showgirls. Yeah, red light district. All right. Well, this is overtime, I guess. Had just a little bit over, so if you're watching on YouTube, you get a little bonus video. Most of the show is tailored to the Dearborn Heights market, where this show airs on public access. But with the tapes I have, I always get like 2 hours and 3 minutes, so I always get bonus that goes over. You know, if I have 2 1-hour shows, I always have about 3 or 4 minutes of bonus. So red light district, yeah, getting close to the end of the evening. I'm going to have to go to bed here shortly. But had a pepperoni roll. And Detroit Auto Show's coming up. And Wyandotte and Gibraltar Carlson's on the docket. We'll have to see if that happens. And proud to be American. And Motor Capital started way back in January of 1996. Covered the Detroit Auto Show. Folks, that'll do it. I'm going to shut her down and hope you have a great week or weekend or day or evening or afternoon, whatever the case may be. And take care until next time. Goodbye.